guys, good morning. We need to start pulling this transmission, get this thing out of here this morning. First thing I'm going to do is put the roll card underneath there and start draining. I'm going to actually drain the transmission. I got to pull the back plate off the transmission. It's got a leak. And there's some hoses. There's transmission cooler hoses and stuff on the transmission that got to be removed to pull it, and instead of everything leaking all over the place, I might as well just drain the transmission. So that's what I'm going to do, is drain it now. I'm just going to put the card underneath there and get going and get working on it. Just getting going. It's my shake. I have started my dietary supplement thing about a week ago, and not a dietary supplement. It's more of a energy and health or whatever. There is some dietary little packets that I'm supposed to start taking today, but it's every morning I take a couple pills, and it's kind of been flushing the toxins out of my system or whatever. And I take a couple pills, and then 20 to 40 minutes later I drink a shake that has all these proteins and stuff in it, and that's my breakfast. So I'm just mixing up my chocolate shake for the morning. Take this down and get to work. Well guys, we got all the wiring. I got pulled off this job for a while. Had truck 796 come back. It's actually a guy who used to have this truck. He got the Kenworth that I worked on the last time I was here. And he stopped back. I didn't have an AC clutch when he was here. And he delivered a load over to Costco, so he swung on by, and I put a new AC clutch in for him and his APU. Got that done. We have everything disconnected. All we gotta do is just pull the bolts now, and the transmission is free. Just gotta make sure I'm getting them. Is that one? I think so. I think that's all on that side. Oh. I need a beanie, or maybe just get a haircut. I hear the haircut places are actually open now. See, it's a pretty tight situation even with the cab up like this, so you can imagine how tight it would be without it. Alright. This one had some like goo stuff. Thought I chipped it all away. But, see a little spot of it there. It's keeping me from getting a socket on it. it out of there because it's got that goo stuff on there. Tell you what, this transmission jack was a pain in the butt. Transmission just moved. I think that was the last one too. Yes, it was. So child free. There she is. Easy peasy, right? I'm going to go crawl up underneath there in the front and make sure the shaft is clear before I start lowering it. And there you go. Here's your clutch, bell housing and everything. And there was worried that the rear main was leaking. Nope. It's not leaking. It's good. So I'm gonna pull this all the way out of here and I'm gonna start working on this wire harness. Now you guys wonder why I moved the exhaust and this air tank and everything. Well, we're gonna have to, what's gonna happen here? I'm gonna have to pull the shifter to get it out of here. I think I'm going to get the blow nozzle and blow the top of this transmission off before I pull this cover up. because this is going to expose the inner gears of the transmission, and I don't want to drop any dirt. There's quite a bit of dirt on the top of here. I'm just going to pull it off till I get it out of here and then just put it back on quick. It just lifts straight up off of there. There's like a fork that fits down into a gear. Well, what's for dinner tonight? Cooking in the old shop. It's going to be some brats. They're not Johnsonville, but hey, they'll do. Throw them on the old George Foreman grill here. So I'm only going to get 4. Yeah, let's put them all in. I think I can do it. There we go. Gonna have me some brats and some Doritos. Good dieting food. And my hot dog buns got squished by all the stuff I hauled the other day. Well, guys, I gotta say, those brats, terrible. They were so bad. I'll never buy those things again. I think I ate one. I cooked them all up, and I was just going to keep them in the fridge and heat them up, you know, for lunch or here or there for a couple days or whatever. I ate one. I thought, okay, I was pretty hungry. I was already eating another one. I got a couple bites into it. It was so bad. It was so greasy and bad. I actually threw them all away. They were just terrible. Won't buy those again. But we got the wiring harness pulled out of this truck. The reason why is the truck had like 7 codes. And the boss wanted to check out, see what was the problem and everything. And I did some checking on. I looked underneath here, and this wire harness has been all just connected. It's been cut and connected. I don't know why somebody was cutting and connecting wires and stuff. Some over there. But all these plugs go to sensors. And you cannot cut and put wire connectors. You cannot cut wires that go to sensor and then put a connector. It makes interference. Basically what's happening is now these are kind of putting out a signal through these connections. And it's actually this wire is talking to this wire once in a while. And they're all messed up. And that's why he has so many codes. So he has gotten a new wire harness. And actually this was not going to be my job. There was another mechanic that's here. And he said he's good with wiring, and he messed around with it, and this was the new wiring harness, and he was going and putting it in there, and he was swearing so bad it wasn't funny. I mean, he was calling this truck every word you could ever think of underneath there. It was crazy. But he spent about 3 to 4 hours on this one side trying to switch plugs around. He wasn't pulling any, he wasn't labeling anything, he was just pulling wires, trying to match up plugs. That's not the way I do it. I hate electrical wiring stuff. It's my nemesis. But if you're going to do it right. If you pull something apart, label it. So you know exactly where it goes back together. So after he had much discussions that were pretty foul language with the truck, he's smashing his hands up and cutting his hands. That's why I raised the truck so he can get up underneath there decent. He asked me to help him go underneath there and help him to figure it out because he couldn't figure out the plugs. So I went underneath there and he was just going nuts and everything about it. And I said, yes, it does not look correct. But I think what we need to do, you can't just say it's not the right wiring harness and walk away. You gotta figure out why it's not the right harness. What do we need to make it the harness? You know, what's the issue? I said, so we gotta label everything. Pull the wire harness out, put this on the floor, put the new one right next to it, and match all the plugs up. And that guy went off. He's like, I spent 3 to 4 hours just on those few plugs over there. I'm not pulling that back and forth. And he just actually left. He basically left out of here. So I ended up with this job now, and I have figured out why this is not working. There is another wire harness, and I've had arguments with the Freightliner about it too. They're trying to say, oh, it is the right one. No, it's not. All that end is right. This is all the wiring harness for all the DEF system stuff. And the plugs all match up, everything good, except for that one brown plug right there. That is not on the old one. And all these wire harnesses, all those plugs match up to all this stuff over here. This is all good. But all the plugs over there match up to all that stuff. But on the old wire harness, there's this one right here that goes over that has a multiple amount of plugs over here that the new one doesn't have. But the old wire harness does not have that brown plug, and it kind of plays right into place that I think there has been a new wire harness update, and now it's a two-piece wire harness, and now there's a connector that you plug in there. There's a separate wire harness that goes over to those. There's been much discussion. Then the Freightliner guy says, yes, he finally said, there is two, but all you have to do is unplug it from your old one. Well, there is no plug on the old one. The boss thinks, because he's had people working on his wire harness trying to figure out these codes, he thinks that what has happened is somebody has replaced this with a not right wire harness. They put the wrong wire harness in there or something. Who knows? But he's actually at Hagerstown picking it up right now, and he's getting the white one. He sent me a picture, and there's actually a brown plug on the end of it. I will plug you right into that, and it has all those different plugs. So it's on its way. So that's going to fix the wiring harness. We all know how LongHaul Larry hates wiring and electrical stuff and everything else, but if you're going to do it right. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they're watching this here video. If you're not, well, find a big wire harness with a whole bunch of connections and have some fun. Or you can try it all over again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.